We are bringing the house to order. We are starting with a word of prayer. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and godness have appointed the office of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important tasks in the county. Let your blessing descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations, so just and faithful a manner to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen. This is a committee for PAC. We are doing a report of the Auditor General for the year ended 30th June 2021 from the KIWASCO. Now, before we continue, we have to do an introduction. Now we are starting with the honorable members.
Morning, everyone. This is Honorable Nancy Machara Ochieng, a member of this committee. Karibuni.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Honorable Ruben Okotra Kwach, MCA representing Kolwa East and a member of this committee. Thank you.
Morning, our visitors. My name is Honorable Zako Koyo, representing Central Kisumu Ward, a member of this committee. Karibu.
I'm Warindo Joffrey, MCA representing Miwani Ward, Vice Chair of the committee. Welcome back again.
To the Secretariat.
Austin Ochieng, Committee Clerk.
Thank you. The Chair, Honorable Ken Huko, West Kisumu Ward. We are going to the auditors.
Good morning, everyone. The Chair, I am Kennedy Ongoi, a Deputy Director of Audit representing the Audit Office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair, I have my colleague who has gone to out briefly. She's called Margaret Moronge. She's joining us shortly. Thank you.
Thank you. We are going back to KIWASCO, the management of KIWASCO.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Chair, for this opportunity. I'm Nicholas Mosetti, the Head of Finance. We were here with the MD, Mr. Thomas Odongo. He left shortly before we didn't know when the meeting was ending, but he's coming back now. He's on his way here. Thank you so much.
I'm Simon Ondigo, the Head of Audit, Kisumu Water and Sanitation. Good morning. My name is Jason Ochola, Head of Commercial Services, Kisumu Water.
Thank you. So, it is a requirement that you take up when you are in the house, and especially when discharging duties concerning revelation of financial statements and some other issues. Now that we don't have the MD with us, who is going to take charge of that?
I will, Chairman.
Okay.
I, Mr. Nicholas Mosetti, do solemnly and sincerely swear that every word that I shall utter before this committee is the truth and nothing but the truth, and that every statement and declarations that I shall make shall be made conscientiously, believing that same to be true and according to the Oaths and Statutory Declaration Act. So help me God.
Thank you. Maybe for the sake of introduction, we have seen MD. MD, you can introduce yourself so that we...
Thank you. My name is Thomas Odongo, the MD.
Thank you so much. While you are away, in terms of duty, Mr. Mosetti was actually standing for you, and he took oath on your behalf. So the oath is running all along the whole officials from KIWASCO. So thank you. I was noting that to you. Now we also appreciate you so much. I have to say this before we get to the Auditor General. Our table is a bit full. We have several reports from the Auditor General. And you know, remember the last meeting when we were with you, we pressed so hard so that you appear, and you are also committed. Thank you for honoring this. And now this will actually inform our decision and move forward. Now we are giving the opportunity to the Auditor General to prosecute.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, the report of the Auditor General on Kisumu Water and Sanitation Company for the year ended 30th June 2021. The report on financial statement. The report is a qualified report, and I will move straight to the issues that qualified the report.
Just before that, may I confirm if you got responses from the KIWASCO?
Yes, we got responses. Actually, we were scheduled we were scheduled to attend a Senate meeting with them some time back. It aborted because of one reason or another, but the KIWASCO attended the meeting, and the office facilitated the meeting from our Nairobi office. Thank you.
Maybe for answered purpose and record, Clerk, could you confirm if you got responses from the KIWASCO?
Chair, we did get the response from KIWASCO. Thank you.
Thank you so much. One auditor, you can continue now.
The basis for qualified opinion. The first basis is unsupported property, plant, and equipment. The statement of financial position reflects property, plant, and equipment balance of Kenya shillings 266,509,028, which, as disclosed in Note 10 to the financial statements, reflects additions during the year totaling to Kenya shillings 26,849,851. However, the asset register maintained by the management was not updated with asset identification number, location cost, depreciation rate, accumulated depreciation, depreciation charge for the year, and book value of the asset, among others. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of property, plant and equipment balance of Kenya shillings 266,509,028 could not be confirmed. So I stand guided by the committee whether I continue leading or we deal with each issues at a time.
It is advisable we deal with an issue one by one. Now back to the KIWASCO. Your response?
Thank you, Chair. An updated, detailed asset register was provided as required by the auditors. A copy is hereby attached for your review and confirmation. Refer to Annex 6. Refer to Annex 6, KWSC Annex 6.
I will confirm to the committee that the management have actually updated the asset register, and they provided with the asset register, which is updated, and we confirmed the balances for property, plant, and equipment for the year ended 30th June 2021.
Members, I think the matter is resolved. Thank you. Question 2.
Unsupported provision for bad debts. The statement of profit and loss and other comprehensive incomes reflect administrative expenses of Kenya shillings 158,955,106, which, as disclosed in note 26 to the financial statement, includes bad debts provision of Kenya shillings 48,986,667, owed by 747 customers. The decision to provide for bad debts was recommended by the Finance Committee. However, management has not disclosed the basis for the provision, given that the majority of the customers are schools. It has also not been indicated for how long the debts have been outstanding and the measures taken to have them corrected. In addition, according to debtors' age analysis report, the provision included a balance of Kenya shillings 573,824 owed by customers whose accounts were less than 100 years old, and management did not provide customer statements and demand notices to confirm measures taken to recover each of the debts. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of provision for bad debts amount of Kenya shillings 48,966,867 could not be confirmed.
Thank you, Chair. Most of the account provisions were public schools that were under the defunct Municipal Council of Kisumu. The debts have remained uncollected since the inauguration of the new constitution, and the current budgetary allocation to these schools for water bills is not sufficient to cover even the recurring bills. Despite several reminders, meetings, disconnections, and outsourced to debt collectors, the schools are still not able to pay. The disconnections posed a health challenge during the COVID-19 pandemic, and it was passed that the debts be written off, including and as are the debt of the write-off to enable schools get water, also avoid further loss of revenue. This was the basis of the write-off, and the Board of Directors agreed with this basis, hence approved Vide Minute 2/22/09/2021, dated 22nd September 2021. The minutes were presented and confirmed by the audit team, and a copy can be availed. That is Annex 7. The Kenya shillings 573,823.47 with debts of less than 180 days were provided for write-off as a result of standing charges and estimated bills on disconnected accounts. These were due to challenges in the billing system, and the only remedy was to write them off irrespective of the duration. Thank you, Chair.
Back to the auditor.
Yeah, I wish to confirm what the management has stated in this area. They provided us with the customer statement, they provided with the demand notices, and they provided us also with the minutes for the write-off of the bad debts. We concur with the action they have taken, so we consider the issue resolved. Thank you.
Next issue.
Those were the qualifying matters. The two issues were the qualifying matters, but the report of Auditor General has another report on lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources, where the basis for the conclusion was non-compliance with the Public Sector Accounting Standard Board requirements. So in the report of the previous year, several issues were raised. However, the management has not disclosed and resolved the issues or given satisfactory explanation for failure to adhere to the provision of the Public Sector Accounting Standard Board templates. So in the circumstances, the annual report and financial statement are actually not Public Sector Accounting Standard Board compliant. So that is the paragraph. That's one of the paragraphs.
Back to KIWASCO.
Thank you, Chair. Management responded to all issues that were raised in the previous year as required during the opening meeting with the auditors. And the explanations were captured in their own minutes. Also, KIWASCO has continually relied on the Public Sector Accounting Standard Board templates in the preparation and presentation of financial statements and reports. The new and reviewed template had not been shared with the management, hence it was only sensible to use the previous template. Thank you, Chair.
Back to the auditor.
Yeah, management have said the truth about the templates. They were not aware of the templates used in the year 2020, 2019, 2020, 2021. When we raised this issue, we discussed it with them. We had an exit meeting, and actually for the year 2021, 2022, they have adopted the reporting template. So it's the committee, we ask the committee to consider the issue as resolved. Thank you.
To the member.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I've got a question on provision for bad debt. That was matter number 2. These customers whose debts were written off, how are they performing now? What is their performance currently in terms of collection?
KIWASCO.
Thank you, Chair, and I appreciate that question because it's something that we actually need to discuss going forward. In our response, we say that the budgetary allocation for water for public schools is not even enough to pay the current bills, especially the primary schools. So there's still a challenge. They struggle to pay, but most of the time they don't pay the whole bill. So we are seeing a situation where the debt has started accumulating again, despite the write-off. It forces them at times to go to other budget lines to be able to fully sort out the bills. So it is a problem for all public schools in Kenya that needs to be addressed. Thank you.
Member. Okay. You, no another member? I think you must have opened a Pandora box by actually waiving that bill. It was your bargaining power to make them pay for the current bills. But the moment you cleared, you can see now you are, the problem is now recurring again. They start building up the bill again. In fact, it was a hidden tool you should have used to maintain whatever you are getting from them. But the moment you cleared, maybe it was an oversight, you did not realize that. It is normal, they feel that now we should just owe them something. That is normal with. But I understand your predicament, I understand your challenges you have. I don't know, but next time we may not wish that you have another bill with them, but it is advisable that you maintain them so that you get whatever you will be getting as time goes by. Or else, the moment it is waived, they take advantage of the situation. Thank you.
And again, through the chair, due to the fact that the debts were written off and now management confirms that the schools are struggling and the debts have started accumulating again, what is your projection of the future of KIWASCO if this one continues as the management?
Back to KIWASCO.
Thank you, Chair. To clarify, what the bulk of what was written off is what was inherited from the defunct municipal council. So this is a 20-year-old debt. The future, I've said, is that the budgetary allocation for schools for payment of water bills is not enough. So the future is we expect that there will be lobby for increased budgetary allocation for water. But as I've said, yes, they are struggling. And I also did mention that at times they are forced to go into other budget lines to pay the bills. At times they are forced to go back to the parents so that they're able to collect some money to pay the bills. So on the current bills, yes, they are struggling, but of course we also have ways of collecting, including disconnection as a last resort. And when we do disconnect, then they are able to look at other areas, which is not good practice. That's what we feel as KIWASCO, but our bills have paid. So it's not a threat to the business of the company going forward, supplying public schools with water. Thank you.
Yeah, again.
Yes.
Yeah, there was an explanation to these write-offs of the debts that amounted to 573,000, 573,823 and 47 cents. Whose accounts were less than 180 days, while the others that were termed as bad debts had accrued for more than 20 years. There are reasons that are given here as challenges, and I don't understand, despite the fact that the Auditor General office understood. I, as a member, I still don't understand, and under people's representative. Could you just expound on it so that we understand? It is written here that this was a result of standing charges and estimated bills on disconnected accounts. These were due to challenges in the billing system, and the only remedy was to write them off, irrespective of the duration. Can you explain, please, to us so that we understand? I don't understand the challenges. Thank you.
Thank you. A disconnected account, sorry, Chair, I went on to reply without your permission, but thank you. A disconnected account is an account that we have disconnected and therefore does not get water. However, such accounts do normally attract some standing charges. In our billing system, if you are unable to read an account, example, for one reason or the other, could be a get log, could be a static meter, because meters are machines and they're able to go faulty at times, then we bill such accounts on estimates, okay? So the billing system would flag an account whose meter has not moved and bill on estimate. So on cleaning up this, we realized that this account, it was not a result of a faulty meter or a get log, but it was actually a disconnected account that was billed. And therefore, in that context, that is a billing that is not collectible. And what is not collectible, then of course we can't continue leaving that in the customer's account. The best thing is to go to the board and request for a waiver of the same. That's why we are saying it's a challenge of the billing system, but it's a positive challenge because if account has a faulty meter, then there's still consumption in that account. So we are going to that account on estimate, and the estimate is an average of the last 6 months consumption. Thank you.
Thank you. One auditor from your records, do you have another question?
Yes. We have a question on non-compliance with the law, lack of bank accounts register, lack of accounts register. It was noted during the audit that the company did not maintain a register of bank accounts. This was contrary to Section 87, subsection 3 of the Public Finance Management County Government Regulations 2015, which requires each public entity to maintain a register of bank accounts. Although 8 accounts were disclosed in the financial statement, it was not possible to confirm that these were the only accounts operated by the company. In the circumstances, management was therefore in breach of the law.
Back to management of KIWASCO.
Thank you, Chair. The bank register is contained in Note 31 on 25 of the financial statements, and we confirm that those are the only bank accounts maintained by the company. Bank confirmation letters were provided by the different banks for audit confirmation. Copies of the bank confirmation letters and the detailed register is hereby attached for your review. That is Annex 8 of the documents we provided. Thank you, Chair.
Back to the auditor.
Thank you, Chair. It is true, the note provides detailed bank accounts, and subsequent to the audit of 2020-2021, the management have put in place a bank accounts register, and with your guidance, we consider these issues as resolved from the audit point of view. Thank you.
To the members. Any issue concerning that? Next question, the issue is resolved.
Non-compliance with law on staff ethnic composition. Review of the company's payroll, out of the 327 permanent employees, 276, or approximately 34%, were from the dominant ethnic community. This is in contravention of Section 7, Subsection 1 and Subsection 2 of the National Cohesion and Integration Act 2008, which stipulates that all public establishments shall seek to represent the diversity of the people of Kenya in the employment of staff, and that no public establishment shall have more than 1/3 of its staff from the same ethnic community. In the circumstances, management was therefore in contravention of the law. Thank you.
Back to the management of KIWASCO.
Thank you, Chair. The company is making progress in managing the ethnicity aspect of staff, which stood at 92% in 2019, 87% in 2020 for the dominant ethnic community, respectively to the current 84% in 2021. When recruitments are being conducted and over 90% of interviewees are from the local dominant community, then it goes without saying that there is a higher probability that the person recruited will be from the majority ethnic group. In addition, recruitments are done based on competence and skills and not ethnicity. However, Chair, the company is progressively working on the above issue for future compliance. As you can see from 2019, that ratio has been going up. Thank you.
Yeah, as management has explained, although they have management has recruited people in the subsequent period, still the ethnicity threshold provided for in the law has not been attained. Most probably it is because this law came the other day, 2015, and from my point of view, maybe this is from the point of view of the auditor, you know, jobs vary. The law says it must be not more than a third of the employees. But the Alcadas and the majority of the water companies may be having these lower cadres, which may not attract people from far-flung areas. But that notwithstanding, the law is clear. We need to strive to attain the threshold that is provided for in the laws, so that we do not appear to work outside the law, because without a law, then we are living with the rule of the jungle, and we don't want that. We want order, and all public entities must have order. That is our take. Still, the company has not attained the threshold that is provided for in the law. Thank you.
Maybe before I give to members, it is in the law, but is it applicable? Is it in terms of practicality? Is it because you have gone to several counties and you see what is happening at Tharaka-Nithi, when you go to Nyamira, the other time Nyamira was in the, it is in the law, yes.
I can confirm to the committee that in almost all the entities that we are auditing, except a few, which I cannot mention, this question of ethnic ethnic composition, non-compliance with ethnic composition, cuts across the Republic. But a few organizations have made the threshold. Actually, the audit office is one of those that have made that threshold. Our employment composition is 60% male, 40% women. And we are headed to 50-50. We are headed to 50-50%. That is as of last week. That's how it was. So, and a few other organizations are just balancing. A few other organizations. I can mention one, but I think I'm not allowed to do that. Thank you very much. But it's a problem across the Republic, which we should solve so that everybody feels to be part of Kenya. Thank you.
Yeah, because I'm trying to wind aloud. I'm just trying to wind aloud. This devolved system was brought back and down to the people down here, and they had to benefit people from the down in terms of development, social welfare, labor, such kind of things. Now, you see, the concern is now against what actually we were expecting. That is what the local person is expecting, that they have brought devolution back to the people now. We can have the opportunity to decide on our own in terms of employment, development, and such kind of things. Now you find the law is now taking this right, which we thought was ours again. You see, it is not you to make the laws actually, but you now you give your advisory and you implement and such kind of things. But how, it's quite hard, and I expect you will still find this in some other places, maybe to 20 to 30 years to come.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you. Devolution, we are perfect. We are 100% devolved. Everything that was supposed to be devolved is almost 100% devolved. That one you can see from even the reports of the Control of Budget and others who give reports on devolution. But there is something called affirmative action and gender balancing. Affirmative action and gender balancing. We have lived in Kenya until recently. We are having an equal society in as far as gender balance was concerned. So that's why affirmative action came into being, so that we can take care of the girl child, and also soon the girl child is being empowered until the level that is above the boy child. So even the boy child in future also needs to be looked at. So it's something that we need to balance across the board. So it's about gender balancing. But for devolution, we are at an advanced stage and we are doing very well. So some of the sentiments I've said about maybe personal, they are not published in the report of the Auditor General. So I will say, because I am also a Kenyan, we live in Kenya society, auditors are also part of Kenya. So whatever happens in the Republic also affects the auditors. Thank you so much.
Maybe before I give to the members, I would maybe hear from the KIWASCO. In a situation where you advertise in local dailies, and you get only people from probably Luo Nyanza applying for that post, what do you do? And they are qualified.
Yeah, thank you. Chair, thanks for that question. When we do advertise, we receive, we actually advertise in the national daily. It's either the Nation or the Standard. So that means it's open to all Kenyans. So we do receive applications. In most cases, we use consultants, okay? So we don't do it alone. So the consultants will shortlist based on competence and not ethnic composition. We don't have that requirement. So for us, we go with the best candidate regardless of ethnicity. So if we advertise and it's only Luos, for example, who have applied, we'll go ahead with the recruitment process. So if it's a mix, we also go ahead, but we look at competence. But as we said in our response, in most cases, because we are in Luo-dominated county and or region, you'll find most applications you'll find are from the region. Yeah, but that is the reality. But if you look at our statistics as well, we are progressively moving up in terms of having other ethnic composition from 92% in 2019, and currently at 84%. So it is a challenge. Chair, this will continue appearing in our report for years to come, just as you've noted, Chair, that it is the practicality of it is questioned. Thank you.
Honorable members. Honorable. Akwach.
Yes. Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, this is a point which is worth standing for. Yes, first I want to salute the management for the effort they have put to bring down the percentage of the dominant ethnic community in the department from 92 to 84 in 2021. And Chairman, there are some legal frameworks which are difficult to apply, to even adhere to. Because sometimes they can even bring down the performance of the company. Remember, in the recruitment of human resource, there is a lot of competition. And in the competition, the recruiting team are also looking for competent people. To me, it should not matter where the ethnic community where these competent people come from, because maybe you've advertised that you need a water engineer with a degree, a bachelor degree. And then people from the dominant community, ethnic community, have applied, even 10 of them who have bachelors. And then maybe one applicant or two applicants from outside the dominant ethnic community have applied with diploma. What do you do in such a scenario? Do you re-advertise? And what are your reasons for re-advertising? But then, Chairman, as a people's representative, I represent people of Kolwa East who may also want to be recruited in the same company, because the company is in Kisumu, within Kisumu County. And sometimes when we were campaigning, we also promised them that the jobs are there and they will get them. You know, coming here again and questioning why 30% of the chances are not given to other communities outside the dominant ethnic community can be difficult. So for me here, I think I will just applaud and appreciate the management that they have really tried. And I may even discourage them not to reduce it further than 84%, Honorable Chair. Because that one, even the dominant ethnic, members of the dominant ethnic community will also start lamenting, Honorable Chairman. And then when you advertise and people from other communities don't apply, what do? Do you take a lorry? Do you take a bus? Then you go and pick them by force, you bring them to apply. You only go on with the shortlisting and other processes. Honorable Chairman, this is not like the tendering process of supply and construction projects, whereby you even go ahead and specify that this tender is reserved for people with disability. This one is reserved for the youth. And this other one is an open tender, whereby any other person from the Republic of Kenya can apply, who is interested can apply. When you are looking for human resource, you just advertise, you give the qualifications that you expect, and then you can only shortlist those who have applied and based on the competence. So here, I think as an honorable member who was elected from this dominant ethnic community, I think I would not nail the management, but I only appreciate that they have really tried. And let me discourage you, the management, that you should not reduce it further than 84%.
Honorable member.
And then there is also a cry even in the social media. These things are happening and we know that even at the national government now, there is one recruitment from one ethnic community which is on the rise, and people are crying. While down here, there are even lower cadres like these employees who read the meters. Take a member from other ethnic community who cannot speak the dominant ethnic community language well, there will be a language barrier. And in the villages of Kisumu County, they may find it very difficult, even communicating with the old mamas who are connected with the water. And then collection of revenue will be a problem. And we'll start questioning the management why the collection have gone down. Mr. Chairman, that is my submission, and I appreciate the management for the good work that they are doing, for having reduced the percentage to 84%. Thank you.
Thank you. It should be orderly that the honorable member may be ethnocentric in one way or the other, which is against the law. The law is talking very clearly on ethnic composition of any employees within the county assembly, not county assembly, but within the entities. Another issue which is also there, this is the house of order and law rules. We should always stick with the constitution, even though we may have our wishes, but we should always stick with the constitution. I also encourage the members from, not the members, but the management from the KIWASCO to keep on trying to go in line with the constitution. It is a requirement. Although we have our wishes, but the end result is the constitution. We have our standing orders here, but even the standing orders within the county assemblies must go in line with the constitution. So it is very clear it will be in order for me to be quiet, not to rectify the situation, because this is the house of order. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, this is a matter worth discussion. And I want to tell you, however much the auditors may want to push the management to have like 30%, 70%, it's an uphill task. Chair, I want to tell you, and let me also appreciate the management of KIWASCO for what they have done. Chair, if you forget, I know you'd want to paint our county as we have not attained what the Constitution wants. But I want to tell you, this Kisumu County is the only county which has done, I can say, the best in balancing the ethnicity. Chair, even last week, we did interview the chief officers of various departments in our county. Chair, Kisumu County is going to have a balanced chief officers in the current regime. And I want to tell you what KIWASCO is doing is not easily going to be achieved maybe in 5 or 10 years. It's so hard. What I want to tell the KIWASCO also to do, and maybe to add some information about the staff of KIWASCO and those who are doing the meter reading. You cannot employ somebody who would not be able to communicate with the locals when they go for meter reading. And let me tell you, MD, you need to adjust on those people who are coming to read the meters. When they come, they should also have some human face. They should greet, like you see when they go to read a meter at my mom's place. Those people, sometimes they don't even say hi. They don't greet. So my mom says, somebody came here and I even tried to talk to him. He's just busy touching this thing. I don't know whether he's, the meter is faulty or what. I don't know what he read. So just tell them, if you go to these villages, because I know they are Luos, they should say, Hamujambo, habari yenu, you see, so that they know this man is not here to tamper with the meter. Because if you come and just do what you do and go, sometimes they think, I don't know what he's done with the meter. So they should see how to handle the old mama's home. But me, I want to say this, as a politician and a local politician in the area, I would still want you to employ my people. And my people are those, the native people from the Luo Nyanza. So, Chair, and the auditors, as much as you push us, you'll want to push us to adhere with the new constitution, please understand we also want to enjoy the fruit of devolution. Thank you.
Honorable Matara.
Thank you, Chair. It was just about a concern which I saw where there's a non-revenue water loss. About 17 million, it's on a higher side. But at the management response, I've seen that they're saying that we have to sensitize customers on their laws in leak detection and reporting. I just want to ask you, the KIWASCO guys.
Honorable Member, we have not reached that question.
We have. It's not there. Okay, sorry.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. On the matter of non-compliance with the law on staff ethnic composition, I tend to differ a bit. What we really need to understand is what is good for the goose is good for the gander. We can't be complaining about a community being employed at the national level, while at the county level, we are encouraging our entities to employ the local people. And I believe some of our relatives and children are also staying outside the counties that are dominated by our tribe. Where do we expect them if they go out to look for jobs in those other counties? If we are going to encourage this, then I don't think we are on the right line. What we need to tell the management is to strive. If they can achieve the
Point of order.
What is the point of order, Honorable Rakwach?
Honorable Chair, is it in order for the Vice Chair to insinuate that we are encouraging ethnicity at our county? I think we just gave our submission. We just alluded the management that they have really tried to bring the percentage down right from 92% to 84%. And I gave the reasons why sometimes it is difficult, because you advertise, people from other communities don't apply. What do? Do you go and poach people from there, then you bring them and make them apply? Will they really produce? If you poach them, you brought them against their wish, will they really perform? Performance is for the willing, and you can only work best with the willing. And then, from the political point of view, I'm an MCA who was elected by people of Kolua East. The Vice Chair is an MCA who was elected by people of Miwani. If at all he does not want people of Miwani to get jobs at KIWASCO, then let him come clean on that. But me, for my case, I want my people to get jobs at KIWASCO. And I only represent people of Kolua East. Those are the people who sent me here to come and advocate for their plight. Mr. Chair, that is what I'm doing. And as at now, there is nobody from other ethnic communities who have applied for a job here. They were shortlisted and interview done. They are found to be qualified and they were denied that job. We don't have that report here, so we cannot talk about it. So right now, the records that we have is that the management has done a great job as far as the balancing of ethnic communities is concerned. And that is what we have talked about, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Chairman, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you.
Your point is noted very clearly. Vice Chair, continue.
Thank you, Chair. My point still stands that the management should strive to go with the dictates of the law. In my ward, I'm from Miwani, and Miwani is occupied by different localities, by different people from other tribes. And I will also want them to get employed in the KIWASCO. Kindly let's go with what the law demands. I know it's hard to achieve it, but let's try. We have so many cadres of jobs there that can be done by different people. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Auditor?
Thank you, Chair, for the sentiments that have been expressed in this meeting. Are sentiments from the members. Gender mainstreaming requires that we balance our gender. In fact, I read history, and this is a personal comment. In Britain, by the year 1916, women used not to be employed in public places. You know, in other places, women are not supposed to come to the public without what? Without a veil. That we know, it's common knowledge. But our constitution is very good. It says we treat every human being equally. So, as far as we found ourselves in Kenya, this is a personal comment, we did not apply to be a man or a woman. You did not apply to be a law. You found yourself born wherever you are born. You did not apply to be born in Kisumu or in Yakach, Upper Roa, or in Kisii, or in Homa Bay, or in Central, or wherever you are born. The bottom line is that all of us are people and we are citizens of the Republic of Kenya. So all citizens should be treated equally, and over time, that's why the law says up to a third. Over time, we'll all be integrated and we become what? We become one. The only way we can become one is by integrating all of us, so that Kenya can just be an homogeneous society without so and so is from here, so and so is from here. That will not help us. So that as you interact with several people, you gain many things. If I may say something, when we were growing up, we used to be told, you know, you have never eaten from the other lady's food. You only think that your mother is the only one who knows how to cook. So if we localize everything, we become local. But if we go national and we become international, the learning curve can lead to us developing faster than when we localize. So I encourage the KIWASCO, and I commend them for attaining 84% from 92%. If you go on that, if you follow that route, at least the ethnic balance will even out, and it becomes a third for all the groups in Kenya. Thank you. The next question is on non-revenue water. Non-compliance with the law on non-revenue water. During the year under review, the company produced a total of 9,915,691 cubic meters of water. However, a total of 6,842,992 metric tons was billed to the customers, resulting to non-revenue water of Kenya of 3,072,699 metric tons, or 31%. The allowable non-revenue water, according to the Water Service Regulatory Board, that's WASLEP, guidelines is 25%. This is resulting to 6% over and above the allowable rate. Therefore, the allowable rate of 6% represent 594,942 cubic tons of water may have resulted in non-revenue water rose estimated at Kenya shillings 17,848,244 at a rate of 30 meters cubed. So in the circumstances, management was in breach of the law. Before you respond, I want to say that non-revenue water basically is normal rose. There is normal rose and there is abnormal rose. When there is normal rose, it's allowable. When there is abnormal rose, it is not allowable. So the abnormal rose is considered unacceptable. So for KIWASCO, the normal rose, the abnormal rose is this 594,942 metric tons. I don't know what management would attribute that to, but it is important that we reduce the normal rose to the required levels. Thank you, Chair.
Back to the management of KIWASCO.
Thank you, Chair. Non-revenue water is a global water sector concern and challenge, with Kenya currently averaging 45%. The performance on the same for the year under review of 31% is above the industry target of 25%, which is the ideal target that companies are required to strive to achieve. It is not a law, but an ideal standard set by the regulator, Water Services Regulatory Board. Chairman, KIWASCO has an old dilapidated water network laid during the colonial times, which continues to contribute to the high non-revenue water. The company is continuously rehabilitating its water networks, but is limited by financial muscle. Due to heavy investment needed to overhaul the old networks, KIWASCO is currently working with various partners to help in containing non-revenue water. The non-revenue water action plan below presents all the activities and tasks to be conducted to manage and reduce non-revenue water in line with this strategy. Number one is to sensitize customers on their roles in leak detection and reporting. Number two is conduct network pressure surveys to inform leak detection. Number three is frequent meter servicing, testing, and calibration. Number four, establishment of a reliable water balance at sub-levels, district meter areas, and reprioritizing non-revenue water actions based on the water balance results. Design and establishment of district meter areas for sustainable non-revenue water reduction and management. Establishment and implementing metering management. Pressure management. Leak management. And lastly, strengthening the institutional capacity on non-revenue reduction and management. Chair, if you allow, I may want to expound on that. In our service area, as I've said, we have a dilapidated network that was laid down, the first lines in Kisumu were laid down around 1910, and we still use those lines. Most of those lines were GI pipes, the galvanized iron, which rot with time, and hence they have holes, but they are underground. A good section of those lines are asbestos, Chair. We still have those kind of networks in our system. So that could be one of the areas where we are losing the treated water. Mainly that is technical losses. We also have commercial losses. And in commercial losses, we are talking about meter inaccuracies, data handling errors, etc. So what I've mentioned as the strategies covers both the technical losses in terms of infrastructure and the commercial losses in terms of human intervention. Subsequent to this audit, Chair, we have made non-revenue water management a department, a fully fledged department, just to show the focus we are putting on ensuring that we reduce the non-revenue water to the levels that are required by the regulator. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to the auditor.
We don't have anything to add on that. We can only say that the issue of non-revenue water needs to be looked at. The company has said they are willing to look at it and reduce the losses that happen to the water. Thank you, Chair.
To the members. Honorable Matara, you can now ask that question.
Thank you, Chair. What I wanted to say about the non-revenue water loss, I think it's on the higher side, but I've seen on their response saying that they have to sensitize customers on their roles in leak detection and reporting. Actually, what I want to tell you, the customer won't report. because it's before my meter. Maybe the one leaking that which is not being paid for, it's before my meter. It's not after my reading. So the customers won't always report it. It's kind. Wakikuja kukata, they're always so wachifanye kazi yao. So it's even if it's happening, nobody's going to report it. So to me, I was just asking if you can even have other people also go around as those who are the same people who are reading the meter to check on that. If not even them that are reading the meter, a different team that can check on that to bring you back the report. Because losing, it's you losing, it's not us losing. Secondly, I want to appreciate for the waiving of the bill that you're doing to the schools. We give thanks to that. But is it only for the school or also to the individual who has a higher bill? I'm so concerned about it. Thank you.
Back to KIWASCO.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Honorable Matara, for the 2 questions. Chair, when non-revenue water is high, then all of us are losing. And therefore, it's imperative that we do report leakages and bursts when you notice them. We are losing in this sense. When the non-revenue water is high, then the cost of water is also high. So if the non-revenue water comes down, then we are going to reduce the cost of water. So we'll continue paying high tariffs if non-revenue water is high. So I request Waheshimiwa here to be our champions when it comes to customer sensitization. In terms of working with customers to report leaks, Chair, I want to report that we have a very high level of success with customers reporting leaks. We have a hotline that is busy and it works 24 hours. We receive a lot of leakages reporting from members of the public. Chair, we have a WhatsApp group for the same purpose, not only leak reporting, but give us feedback and compliments on that group, and it's very, very active. Chair, I'm going to add Honorable Matara to that group so that she can appreciate that activities that go into that in terms of customers supporting us in reducing non-revenue water. Chair, when it comes to write-offs, and you can see that the auditor is very keen on this, we don't just write off bills, but there must be good reasons, provable, and demonstrated efforts to having tried to collect that debt to the extent now that we conclude it's not collectible. So we are not going to write off bills to individuals just because they have accrued huge bills. We are going to disconnect them and only reconnect them when they do their bit. One of the customer's responsibilities is to pay their bills and pay on time. Thank you.
Okay. Chair, may I respond? No, I just want to ask something. So you want to tell me that you impose the bill which is not mine because of non-revenue?
Back to KIWASCO.
Yeah, MD.
Maybe you can clarify that.
Yeah, we don't impose a bill that is not yours, but our tariff is a cost recovery tariff, and it is set by the regulator. And the process of setting a tariff is very elaborate, and it takes care of all our costs, including what we lose in terms of non-revenue water. And based on that, then the regulator sets a tariff. So it goes without saying that if non-revenue water is high, then that bit is also part of the tariff. Okay, so if it is low, and this I can assure you because we participate in the tariff setting process, if it is low, then our cost recovery also gets low. And it goes without saying that then the tariffs will be much lower. So again, let's be champions in educating our people so that whenever they see a leakage, they do report, because it has an impact in future tariffs. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So the MD kindly take initiative of letting us know about these, so we take responsibility, both of us. Thank you.
Honorable Member. Zako Koyo.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Thank you. Indeed, I want to say the issue of this non-revenue water should be addressed. And I want to ask the KIWASCO to try and pull up their socks, more so on the leaking pipes or the burst pipes. But MD, I've been reporting this, and in my area sometimes the leaking or the burst pipes take like 1 week before they repair. And I know this, when this happens, we will all be suffering because the bills will go high. But the response from your side is sometimes alarming, because I wonder why it takes like a week before a pipe is repaired. Another issue, I come from the reserve, maybe Nancy comes from town. When a pipe bursts, definitely you'll find the villagers will come for water. This issue of your people coming and then they start harassing these people, you know, they were not the people who maybe destroyed the pipe, and they cannot let the water go. Definitely they will come for the water. So sometimes, you know, when I want to report and then your people come and start harassing them, they destroy their containers, they say MCA wetu ndiye ameriport, watu wa KIWASCO wamekuja hapa wameharass watu. So sometimes I even fear reporting, because you will come with a force which is not required. So if I report that a pipe has burst, you just come. Whoever you will find taking water taking water, you just tell them to move away, and then you repair, and then you leave. But if you come and then destroy their containers, sometimes I fear even reporting, because I need to take a photo. They will see me taking a photo, and then maybe after some times you will come to repair. But if you come to repair and then you destroy their containers, then I'll not do that again. So please, the response is not a quick one. You need to come and repair it as fast as possible. That's what I wanted to say. But we need to see how to address this. If it is a WhatsApp, sometimes I just send the pictures to one of your staff, and then you respond. If it is a WhatsApp or it is a pilot line, introduce it, and then you see how to address it. Thank you.
Honorable Akwach.
Thank you, Chairman. May I also talk about this topic of non-revenue water? Yes, the action plan that the action plans that the management are intending to put in place are very good ones. Like to sensitize the customers on their roles in leak detection and reporting. I think if we take this matter as a family, then we will really reach somewhere. Then we regulate how we apply this action plan. Then I think we'll reach somewhere, because the members of the public or the customers, they should know if when there is a leakage, well, they will come with their containers to collect the water. But they should know that this will, they are also connected and they have meters. This will amount to disconnected accounts on their meters. And as the MD rightly put it, there are some charges which will continue to accrue on their meters before the leakage is mended. And hence, it means even if their taps will be running dry, they will still have to pay some charges. So they should be made aware of this such that whenever they see a leakage, then they know that there is a negative repercussion, because you will not get water at your homestead. At the same time, there are charges that are accruing that you will have to pay, whether or not you drew the water from where the leakage is. So there's something that there's a matter that we should take as a collective responsibility, and also to the management, you should also act swiftly when there is such a report. When the members of the public have known that if they don't report in time, they will pay for the cost that they did not incur, then I know they will start reporting in good time. When they do that, you also take action immediately so that the leakages are sealed for our people to continue enjoying the services. And if at all, maybe the staff that you have is not enough to do the remedy, the repairs in good time, then you can advertise. So, because we have got very many plumbers outside there who are looking for these opportunities so that they can also take something home. When you employ them, I think they will really help us in maintaining the network. And then these leakages, they will be reported in good time, mended in good time, and will not have, or the issue of non-revenue water, it will go down, and then the revenue collection will go up. Let us take action, appropriate action, to make sure that we minimize on non-revenue water. But I like your action plans. If these ones can be put into action, then I know we are going to reach somewhere. Thank you.
Okay, before that, may I just confirm and know, may you please confirm to me, are you the people running that substation near Ge area?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Ge area is, yes, we are the people running it. Yeah.
Okay, we have some officers there. You need to tame them. You do an investigation, you will see what is happening there. They behave in a way which is very funny. And, you also have to invest in public relations. It is bad with your officers on the ground. Even the police officers who are the police force, they now have police service. They come very calmly, even if they want to arrest you. They don't behave like they used to behave before. And we expect the best from KIWASCO. Because if you can present yourself the way you are doing it, why are these casual employees or people down there giving you a bad name? And I also have an issue which is very unfair to our people. You must consider it. One, when you are setting your tariffs, I have just observed that you don't lose anything. It is a very complex and inclusive procedure. You take care of all lost water. They don't go in vain. And it is not considered as a loss to you people, because actually you recover it from the same people. Now, when you are doing that, the pipe may burst, even 2 meters or 3 meters to your home. And maybe somebody was going to plow with a plow, and that is not you, it is somebody else. Why do you now spread the risk to people who are innocent? It is unfair. You must have a way of identifying where the culprit is, and you deal with the culprit instead of spreading the loss to nearly everybody. I know it will encourage some kind of responsibility where when you see a burst pipe, you can report very fast. But you hear at the same time, when you report, they come after 1 week. There's a lot of water loss, even up there at Ge. That is now westward where I come from. It can even take 2 weeks, and people just go there and get illegal water. You can say it is now illegal water because it is a burst. And they are so arrogant that you can't even deal with them. I've gone there twice. They never knew I'm the MCA. And somebody was misbehaving. I have that person in my phone. I took his. Somebody can just come overnight. He cuts off the water. He goes away. When he's called, he's talking about some other things without reasons. Even if after paying that money, it is quite unfortunate. And if you investigate, you will hear what is happening there. There's a lot of resentment up there against KIWASCO, not because of you, but because of the officers working on the ground. Some are coming, they are drunk to an extent that they can't do anything. They can't reason with anybody. So that is an issue. You will have to sort it out. Finally, we have to commend you so much, because actually this is, we are proud of you. This is the only fund from the government of Kisumu which is clear on how they are operating and how they are keeping their books. I think it should just be promoted to come from KIWASCO and work in the county government. We have a lot of issues up there, a lot of issues. Every time adverse report. But if you cannot have some child within Kisumu County in the name of KIWASCO, we understand you have a lot of challenges, but we are proud we can report very clearly that you stood tall to be counted among others. So keep up. We'll give you the necessary support required. If you feel there's something you need from the budget, we can talk to the budget committee. Most of us here, they also belong to the budget committees. We can also give you, because we see value for money. It is very important that we can also get an organization doing the right thing within the county government of Kisumu. We thank you so much. You can remember, we have a lot on our table. We praised you so much so that you come today. Thank you for honoring this. It was not easy because you also had some engagement somewhere, but you made it. Thank you. We are happy. And the Auditor General, I think you are also impressed that at least we are having an entity with a qualified opinion, which is very encouraging. So with all that, we are closing with a word of prayer. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and the county assemblies for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servant, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in the county. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and the welfare of our county, and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen.